Hello dear learners, welcome to today's program. I am Dr. Pallavi Gogoi of Padmanath Gohaibara School of Humanities, Krishnakanta Handike State Open University. Today I shall take up a unit from MA English, Semester 1. The course is titled English Social and Cultural History, Block 4, which is again titled Literature Romantic to Modern. The unit is The Modern Age after World War II, and we shall take up Modern Novel. First, I shall begin with the learning objectives, followed by a little bit about modern novel, followed by the questions to check your progress and the references. Quickly going through the learning objectives. After going through this unit, you will be able to describe the various aspects of and changes in the modern novel after World War II. Also, you will be able to identify some of the important works by modern novelists who wrote post-World War II. Coming to discussion on modern novel, the destruction and havoc caused by World War I and II, together with the uncertainties of post-war years, are reflected in the response of many novelists towards the disintegration of society. A mixture of realism, cynicism, dark comedy, shrewd commentary, and satire are found to be widely reflected in their works. The modernists also desired to voice, or rather express, their search for stability and basic values. English novel of this period was affected to a great extent by three entirely new influences, as we shall discuss. Number one, the American novels were read widely like never before, with many of these being characterized by detailed realism, lack of reticence, brutality, disillusion, and criticism of the national and international scene. In a penetrating manner, they dealt with the frustrations and emotional storms largely caused by urban commercial life. Outstanding among such writers and much admired as well as widely read were Henry Miller's Tropic of Cancer, published in 1931, John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, published in 1939, Saul Bellows' The Adventures of Augie March, published in 1953. Norman Mailer's The Naked and the Dead, published in 1948. John Bart's The Saltweed Factor, published in 1960. John Updike's Rabbit Run, published in 1960. And V.S. Naipaul's A House for Mr. Biswas, published in 1961. So these were some of the much widely read novels. Number 2. The emergence of bestseller novels, which had left a lasting impact owing to their literary achievements, was another factor. Some of these best-selling novels were namely Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man, published in 1952, Russian writer Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita, published in 1955, Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, published in 1960, Joseph Heller's Catch-22, published in 1961, and Edward Lewis Wallen's The Pawnbroker, published in 1962. Number 3. Novels translated from foreign languages were widely done and also made available in large numbers, which influenced contemporary writers. The effect of the translated works of Franz Kafka, Thomas Mann, and André Gide had continued over many years, but a later generation of writers created a strong new presence as well. Some of these writers were namely Gunter Grass, Heinrich Böll, and Alberto Moravia. The Russian writers Pasternak and Solzhenitsyn, Jean Genet, and all the important existentialists from France, Jean-Paul Sartre, Albert Camus, and Simone de Beauvoir. So these are some of the important writers during this period, and their translated works were really widely read and accepted. The treasure of novels has been made available clearly because of the revolution in publishing, as you all may know. The best known English novelist of the period under consideration is Graham Greene, whose imaginative construction of characters made him famous. Another essentially important English novelist is Charles Percy Snow, who provides an insight into the English society from the 1920s onward, while also describing the moral development of his hero Lewis Eliot, the narrator of a whole series of novels written by him. Evelyn Waugh became the outstanding satirist of the 1930s. His heroes were virtuous but naive young men who suffered embarrassment and hardships. Some of the other novelists were Lawrence George Durrell, Joyce Carey, John Barrington Wayne, and William Cooper, who may be considered the originator of the angry young man who revolts against the system which had nurtured him. So that's William Cooper, originator of the angry young man. Significant modern novelists and their widely read works are, as discussed, Kingsley Amis, who wrote Lucky Jim in 1954, Anthony Burgess, who wrote Malayan Trilogy 1956 to 59, George Orwell's Animal Farm and 1984. These were some of the important works written by George Orwell, also known as Eric Arthur Blair. John Ronald Reuel Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings was again very popular. Muriel Sarah Sparks' The Comforters and Robinson were very popular again. John Iris Murdoch's Under the Net was another work, and Doris May Lessing's The Grass is Singing, as well as The Golden Notebook, were some of the important works, some of the significant works published. So that brings us to the questions to check your progress, starting with question number 1. Why were American novels being widely read post-World War I? Question number 2. Who were some of the novelists whose works were translated from foreign languages and had widely influenced contemporary writers? Question number 3. Name any 3 well-known English novelists who wrote post-World War II. Question number 4. Who is considered the originator of the angry young man? Question number 5. What was the real name of the novelist Eric Arthur Blair? Name any 2 of his famous works. Here are the references. You are requested to go through the MA English SLM of Semester 1 in details. Thank you, dear learners.